welcome back.
I know I was thinking about that earlier.
That you're back?
Yeah, I was like, has it been like around what time it was of the year? You know what I mean?
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
So go ahead and introduce yourself.
The Fonz Project.
Of course. So last time we hung out on Well Connected was for getting to know the locals.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, I think it's been like about a year and a half since.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's been so much growth. That's why I'm like, I need to have you back on here.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
So let's talk about some things first.
All right.
Well, first, the most recent thing. You just dropped a remix.
Oh, yeah. That's right. We did that the What's
Poppin'
remix. Yeah. Man,
so how did that come together?
Bills hit me up. Joseph Bills. Shout out Joseph Bills. Yeah, I was just on the highway, and I got a call, and he was just like, hey, man, you know, I've got Davi and this beat and whatever, and we should just kill it. And he was like, I got A-Dub shooting the video, and, you know, you down to, like, record and engineer it? So I was like, yeah, let's get to it. So he pulled up. Dude came over with, like, a couple models and, like, a bunch of, like, you know, I don't know if you guys have seen his money that he makes and shit. But he's
the bills,
yeah,
dollar bills, yeah.
So
do you think that was the best remix out of Arizona?
Honestly, like, I haven't heard any of the other ones.
Okay. Well, I mean, that might be a good or a bad thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you know, I'm busy.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about that. Like, you're not, like, you are an artist. I feel like you're an artist first. But you're also,
I like to be.
I know,
you know
I know. But you're also
an
engineer. And I know you said, like, yo, I didn't set out to be an engineer first.
Right.
You didn't set out to be, or a producer.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, that's like everything you do now.
Yeah. Yep. Takes up the majority of my time. So, you know, like, being an artist is, like, great. You know, I wish I could have more time doing that, but, like, right now it's just about kind of like shit just happens sometimes, and you just kind of like are like, this is cool, you know. And
but shit just happens sometimes means he's booked all the time.
Yeah.
Because, like, your studio is booked all the time.
Yeah, it's booked all the time. And
so how do you think this has, like, affected you? Like, you think, like, now because everyone's kind of like in quarantine, like, you're way more booked than before? Do you have more free time?
No, I have less of it. But the cool thing is like, you're
already home anyways.
I mean, that kind of works against you though, right? Because people are like, sometimes clients think, oh, he's already home, like, showing up late is not a big deal. You know, he's just probably kicking it. But it's like, nah, man, like, you know, I knew you were coming in for a big session, so, like, I didn't work for 2 or 3 hours before that to make sure I was fresh and not, like, fatigued or whatever. So,
because, like, you haven't dropped a project in a minute. I know the What's Poppin' remix was like your most recent thing out.
Right.
And so, like, you're just pretty much at home. Are you doing more engineering or more producing?
More engineering.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot of engineering, which, honestly, like, I have to say I probably do like 50 to 75 songs, like, per song that I do. So, like, I learn all kinds of different, like, tricks and techniques and different, like, approaches to things, and, like, what works, what doesn't work by working on other people's music. So, like, it's benefited my music tremendously, you know. But
your music that will hopefully come out soon.
Yeah.
Are you working on anything?
Yeah, I've got a ton of shit. But,
okay.
Can we cuss on here?
Yes,
okay.
We can cuss on here now.
Okay, my bad. I'm like, I went on the radio and, like,
I'm like,
fucked up
before we couldn't cuss, but now we can. It's like on radio. It's okay. So, moral of the story is, I mean, aside of you being busy all the time with engineering, you're still having enough time to make your own stuff?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I just get pissed off, right? And I'm like, fuck, I wish I could, like, have my own, like, you know, part of the day to do this, and I forget that I really can, like, control my own day. And I'll just throw something on or roll through a beat, and then all of a sudden, like, I just start writing something, and, you know, I feel guilty the whole time because I'm like, fuck, like, I know so-and-so is waiting for their mix and this and that, you know what I mean? But I try to grab it by, like, the tail, and, you know what I mean? Like,
are you hoping to drop a project this year?
I'm gonna drop some stuff from a project. Yeah, I've got, you know, the cool thing is that like, so I've got about like 18 collabs, like that I just counted.
And that's what I want to talk to me about too, because you were like, this is the first collab of 2020, and I'm like, we're already in July, August.
Right.
So
right.
like, we're already halfway through the year. This is the first collab. Like,
well, I mean, you know, everybody like had to play an audible, you know, with this whole bullshit going down. But like, you know, I was really gonna focus on like hitting the road and doing shows and stuff like that. So I had to just kind of recalibrate. It took a second, and then, you know, you want to check the like temperature of like what's going on. You don't want to, you know, come out like, you know, the climate wasn't right. You know, and then plus there was a lot of stuff happening politically in the streets.
Yeah, like there's a lot of
so,
other big things going on.
You know, my stuff always seems to take like backseat to everything else. Yeah, maybe it's just because like I have the studio right there, like where I live, and I can just pop in there anytime. So I probably take a lot of that for granted. But yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of stuff that I'm working on, and I have like what's really crazy is that before I released Dreams and Deadlines, I had a lot of this music for this next project already done. But a few of my friends were like, hey, like these records are like too big. You don't have the fan base that you need to drop this stuff. Like, it's like a tree falling in the forest if no one's around, you know? And so I think that's kind of what I've been doing with the last few years or a couple years, is just like kind of building up a platform so that like these songs that I feel like have more viability than like anything that was on Dreams and Deadlines can, you know what I mean, have a platform to start like getting momentum on.
So you think hopefully we'll hear this stuff this year?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I've got some stuff. I got some stuff with like my favorite song is called Souffle. A couple people have heard it. Like, I've sent out the link to a couple people. It's private, but I ended up getting Be the Ruler on that as a feature.
Oh, okay, dope.
And it's like, it's my favorite song.
So these are collabs then. So we are gonna get a bunch of collabs.
Well, there's a collab on the project. That's called so I've got this project called the Pop Project. So let me show you like kind of like the vibe we're going for. So,
has producing taken a backseat too, or no?
Yeah, entirely. You know, but like that's kind of like what we're going for.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
New vibe. I like it.
Yeah, new vibe. Like pop heavy. It's called Pop.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you want to see this? Here, hang on. So we shot this in my boy Mike Valens' studio. It's called Hotbox Studios in Phoenix, and so he's really dope. He does like I don't know, like the way I characterize it is as far as not the only thing he does, but if you go to his page, like he does like this whole look. It's like a dirty glam type thing. You know what I mean? So just kind of want to dirty it up, but like pretty up at the same time. You know what I mean? Like just a lot of the music is like, you know, more pop friendly. And like when I was doing shows and like doing some of these songs, like I saw like a quicker reaction with like female fans. So I was like, all right, well, let's just cater to that. Like, so, but yeah, we've got some stuff coming off that this year. I'm working with Jaron Eichner as like a creative consultant.
Okay.
So I'm really trying to pull from like the people's like taste and like talents that I really like admire. You know what I mean? Because I'm really trying to make this like something that kind of like we all make.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody, like, you know, all your close friends and like anybody that works in the music industry, they want you to go back to like, you know, they want you to release another project.
Right.
But also, you know, you have all these clients that you're working with. So like, how do you find, because I know you can overbook yourself easily, right?
Yeah, it happens, yeah.
And you still got to take breaks. And like now, like, is it a little bit different now because of COVID? You have to like kind of like, hey, you can't bring 20 people with you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the tough part about like wearing these hats, is that like as an artist, you know, like you want everybody to love you, right? But as a business person, acting as like your own manager, or like, you know, in this case, like acting as an engineer, like a business head of some other thing, like, but still working with the same industry, like you end up like being the bad guy or being the asshole.
And it's such a small world here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it's just tough, you know, trying to like balance everything when like you really want to say some shit, but you really can't, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I mean, I don't really bite my tongue too much, but I just try to think of things in terms of like, how is this going to affect me overall? You know what I'm saying? Because like I just have to think of it that way. Because like this guy, the Fonz really wants to say this, but you know, like Fonz from Numenaris, you know, sound design wants to say this, and they just, you know what I mean? It's just tough, but.
So, I mean, the good thing about you is that you didn't really have to change much. I mean, it feels like with the whole pandemic, because it's not like you were like, yo, I'm going to jump on Twitch. I'm going to jump on, I'm going to do a virtual, whatever.
Right.
Like, you never had to do that.
Yeah, I got, you know, I don't know, lucky or, I mean, I just keep getting lucky. So at this point, it's not luck. Like, the coincidences are not coincidences. It's just kind of like signs that I am on the right path. So, yeah, it's like, it's, you know, this whole experience with music has been like super fortunate. Like, you know, the life I used to live
imagine
before,
how lucky you are that you have already, you know, your studio is already done. You're not like all of a sudden like, hey,
crazy.
let me buy everything now. Let me
and then
build
the
up a
learning
studio.
curve involved and all that, you know. So, but yeah, like you said, it's just like everything is like oops, you know, like with the whole like I didn't intend on engineering or producing, and then like all of a sudden it's like. It's the way that like I've been able to like meet you and a lot of other people, I'm sure, because like it's just cool. Like the cool thing about not having to drop music, like in my situation, is that like I work with so many other people that they like my name stays out there.
Yeah, that's
so
why
like
I don't feel like I
like,
haven't. That's why I feel like I'm like, damn, like we haven't had a project from you from a minute, but it doesn't even feel like it because you're always constantly like being spoken about. You're constantly like making other people else's projects, so it you're still there.
Pretty
you're
fortunate.
Still in the conversation, which is awesome.
It's crazy.
So anyone you're working with that you're like excited for, anybody new, or you kind of just stick to your same people?
Yeah, no, I have some clients that I'm pretty like. Every time they come in, it's just like dope, you know, like. I mean, so my brother came into town this weekend, and I was just showing him some stuff and went through the drive. I went through the drive last night, and like, you know, I found like some songs with, you know, like I've got one with me, Corey S, and Joseph Bills on it, and I was like,
oh wow,
how the hell did I forget about this, you know? And like, then I've got like a full little EP type thing with Dobie.
But is that also
and,
you
like,
being like a producer, like, oh, I don't know about releasing this?
No, not at all. It's just that like. It's just like a collection of so much great shit.
Is there anyone that you're working with right now that you're excited for?
That's right. That's what we were talking about. Yes. I got this song with Joe Boy I sent you earlier.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I'll play it.
Cool. Yeah. He's been out here for a little while. Like, me and him vibed right away. Yeah, we just clicked in the studio, and he came over here, or he came to the studio after meeting Just the Empress.
Okay.
And so, like, it's just crazy. Yeah, like, but he's dope. We got a cool song together, and like me and him just gelled really well. I've got like some stuff with Corey S, and then me and Bruce from Brown Boys and Liasco Crooks got like a little project together too. I've got stuff with Just the Empress and EJ.
We just
on
need
that
it to
stuff.
come out.
Yeah, it's just crazy. You know what I mean?
We just need it to actually come out.
But no, I'll get some stuff out ASAP, like ASAP. So I'm in a better place now.
Any advice for any producers or engineers in this time right now?
Yeah, just make sure like all your business is straight. Like make sure like all your stuff is registered. Make sure that if somebody wants to do a deal with you, you can do it right then and there. You don't have to be like, hey, yeah, let me just get my shit in order. Mm-hmm. Because that's not what people want. Like, especially if you're doing like placements and stuff like that, like they want to know that they don't have to, like, somebody's not gonna pop out of the woodwork and like be like, oh, hey, like I need to check for this because this wasn't cleared by me or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I mean? So just, you know, and then I don't know, the only other thing is like lately I've gotten to a place where I can like start having fun and be a little more choosy with
that means business is good.
Yeah.
That means you don't have to take every client in.
Right. You know what I mean? And so like I would just like encourage like artists to make sure that they have a good balance of that, or like producers and engineers, so that they don't get burnt out on the industry, because it fucking happens. Mm-hmm. You know. So.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to have you back when you actually do release this project. Well, not this project. You're just gonna do like a bunch of singles,
I'm gonna release stuff off the project, but yeah, we're gonna start rolling it out here pretty quick.
Okay, and then I don't know if like a music video is too much to ask for.
No, it's not at all. We got some stuff. We got not at all, man.
I don't know. This guy doesn't drop a lot of stuff because he's too busy making everybody else's music. So
right.
So I get it. You know, I can't have him do everything for us. I will definitely thank you for coming in. And of course, everybody, if you haven't already done so, check out the What's Poppin' AZ remix. I've heard it's the best one in Arizona.
We kind of killed it.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I liked it. So definitely. And then where can they find you?
At the Fonzarelli Project and at Fonz Project on Twitter.
All right. Well, thanks for coming through.
Yes, ma'am. Anytime.